A very warm welcome, dear students, for this lecture on disorders of anxiety and mood. I'll be speaking about major depressive disorder, characteristics and symptoms. Module number 15. I'm Assistant Professor Elvira Pereira from Rosary College of Commerce and Arts, Navilim. I will be covering major depressive disorder, types and symptoms. Now, the student will gain a better understanding into depression, its underlying characteristics and symptoms. Now, what is major depressive disorder? The diagnostic criteria for major depressive disorder require that a person must be in a depressive mood and never have had a manic or hypomanic or mixed episode. Now, major depressive disorder is characterized into two categories. One is single episode. The second one, depression as a recurrent disorder. It can be either due to relapse or recurrence. When a diagnosis of major depressive disorder is made, it is usually specified whether this is first and therefore single initial episode or a recurrent episode preceded by one or more previous episodes of depression. Now, what is relapse? Relapse refers to the return of symptoms within a short period of time. Why does relapse happen? It could be due to underlying episode of depression has not yet run its course or when pharmacotherapy is terminated prematurely. What is recurrence? Now, recurrence refers to the onset of a new episode of depression. The probability of recurrence increases with the number of prior episodes, residual symptoms, psychosocial impairment, and comorbid disorders. Depression throughout the life cycle. Unipolar mood disorders most often occurs at any time from early childhood to old age. About 1 to 3% of school-age children meet for the criteria of some form of unipolar depressive disorder. Approximately 15 to 20% of adolescents experience major depressive disorder at some point. The prevalence of major depression is significantly lower in people above the age of 65 than in younger adults. Now, depression in later life can be difficult to diagnose because many of the symptoms overlap with those of several medical illnesses and dementia. Persistent depressive disorder. Persistent depressive disorder, formerly called as dysthymia or dysthymic disorder, is a disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood most of the day, for more days, for not less than 2 years. For children, it is 1 year, and for adolescents also, it is 1 year. Period of normal mood may occur briefly, but they usually last for only a few days to a few weeks, and for maximum 2 months. Although persistent depressive disorder is distinguished from major depressive disorder, the two disorders sometimes co-occur in the same person, a condition given the designation as double depression. Types of mood disorders. Mood disorder is categorized into two categories, unipolar depression and bipolar depression. Now, unipolar depression, the individual or the patient will have only depressive episodes. In bipolar, the person will have mania and depression. I go to the characteristic of major depressive disorder. Now, for a person to be diagnosed with major depressive disorder, he or she should have the following of 5 symptoms or more present during the same 2-week period and represent a change from previous functioning. At least one of the symptoms either should be present. First, the person should be either have a depressed mood or lose interest in pleasurable activities. These symptoms should not include or not attributed to any other medical condition. So the symptoms are: the person should be depressed or have a depressed mood most of the day, nearly every day. Second, have diminished interest or pleasure in all or almost all activities. There is a significant weight loss or significant weight gain. Weight loss when the person is not dieting. Fourth, insomnia or hypersomnia for nearly every day, psychomotor agitation or retardation nearly every day, fatigue or loss of energy practically every day, feeling of worthlessness or excessive or inappropriate guilt, which can be or may be delusional, nearly every day, diminished ability to think or concentrate or indecisiveness practically every day, recurrent thoughts of death or a suicide attempt or a specific plan for committing suicide. The symptoms cause significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. The episode is not attributable to the direct physiological effects of a substance or any other medical condition. The major depressive episode is not better accounted for by schizoaffective disorder and is not superimposed on schizophrenia, schizophreniform disorder, delusional disorder, or psychic disorder not or psychotic disorder not otherwise classified. There has never been a manic episode or hypermanic episode. Depression that is not mood disorders. Now this generally happens at a loss or a death of a person in a family. There is a kind of grieving process we go through. Grief is a psychological process one goes through following the death of a loved one, a process that appears to be more difficult for men than for women. In Bowlby's classic observations, there are 4 phases of normal response to a loss of a spouse or a close family member. First is a numbing or a disbelief that may last from a few hours to a week and may be interrupted by outbursts of intense distress, panic, or anger. The second stage is yearning and searching for the dead person, which may last for weeks or months. Symptoms include restlessness, insomnia, and preoccupation, particularly anger with the dead person. The third stage is disorganization and despair that set in after yearning and searching diminishes. This is when the person finally accepts the loss as permanent and tries to establish a new identity. The fourth stage and the final stage is there is some level of reorganization when people gradually begin to rebuild their lives. Sadness abates and zest for life returns. Another type of depressive disorder is postpartum blues. Postpartum depression occurs in new mothers following the birth of a child. The symptoms include emotional liability, crying, and irritability, often liberally intermixed with happy feelings. Such symptoms occur in as many as 50 to 70% of women within 10 days of birth of their child and usually subside on their own. Dystemic disorder is considered to be of mild to moderate intensity, but its hallmark is its chronicity. To diagnose dystemic disorder, a person must have persistently depressed mood most of the day for at least 2 years. For children, it is 1 year, and for adolescents also it is 1 year. Thank you. For references, you can refer to the following books.